On the line right now, we are joined by actor, comedian, internet broadcaster, Mets fan, dad, and now legitimate rock star, Jim Breuer of Jim Breuer and the Lowd and Rowdy. Jim, thank you so much for taking a couple minutes out of your day today to sit and chat with us.
No, thank you. You're the ones wanting to talk to me, so I welcome anyone who shows up at my doorstep.
Oh, good to know. I hear you've been feeling a little under the weather. Are you finally coming back to life a little bit?
Today's the best day that I've been. I don't know if it's my age. It's funny. I was talking to a friend this morning, and we're talking about what antibiotics we take and what vitamins we take, and the two of us just started belly laughing. 30 years ago, we're comparing what weed to buy. Today, we're talking about what vitamins to keep us going and to help our digestive system and keep my immune system built up. But yeah, I'm slowly getting better. But yeah, I took a beating this month. I'm still a little bit under the weather.
We want you to be at full capacity when you come to play for us at Christmas Chaos on December 14th here at the Upstate Concert Hall.
I can't wait for that.
Oh man, we are so pumped.
I'm pumped. I can't wait for that. Isn't Pretty Reckless on there too?
Sick Puppies, Trapped, and Citizen Zero.
That's what, Sick Puppies. My apologies.
No worries, no worries.
That is going to be, we're going to bring it hard that night too, because we're in with great company. So that alone, the minute the rest of the band heard that, they're like, oh, that's going to be the gig of the year. Hands down, that's going to be our gig of the year.
I talked to Emma a little while back, and she said that she's actually played with you guys before. Did you guys do a festival together at some point?
Yes. I think she did, I want to say, Rock Allegiance, which was in Philadelphia. Could be wrong. There was also the Chicago Open Air. I'm going to say it was one of those two. I didn't get to talk with everyone. That's why I like doing gigs like this. We get to relax. We're not going to be anywhere the next night. I can sit and talk and watch everyone. I get more excited about that stuff.
You're a big people watcher?
I am. I like watching other bands. I like hanging out. I like going backstage and see what everyone's up to and hanging out with the other bands. I'm a comedian.
Right.
That's my main thing. So I tell everyone, I come in peace. We're not here to size anyone up or blow anyone out of the water. We're just, oh my God, I'm away from my wife and kids for the night. This is the best night of our life. So that's the attitude we always say. We're going to slam it on stage and then have a ball with everyone who's there.
So when you're watching the other bands, are you the guy that is like in the crowd, like trying to watch it from the fans' perspective, or do you kind of sit side stage and see how they do their show from backstage?
I'm a roamer. I hang out backstage, and once they go on, I like going by the soundboard and walking around the crowd. I do like going around into the crowd. And I usually end up near the wherever the soundboard is.
Yeah, it's a whole different experience. You can kind of experience the whole show from there.
Yes, that's the way you can hear it really well. You can watch everyone, see their react. And I like watching how each band has a specific show and how they do certain songs and how they break up certain songs. And some bands just come in, they slam it from beginning to end. Others are more entertainers. I love watching that whole concept.
For real. You were saying just a couple of minutes ago that, comedy is your main thing. Everything that you have going on, decide, hey, I'm just going to start a band right now.
Well, I toyed with this forever, and I actually toured with a band from 99 to about 2003. And we would go out. We got to do a bunch of things. We were on the Metallica Icon. We got to do the Dennis Leary Roast. We started making waves. I actually made a comedy special called Hardcore, and the band was behind me. So it's a concept I always had, but because I was really embedded in the comedy world, it was very hard for my confidence to come out with songs that weren't as goofy and funny.
Right.
And that was. Once I had the confidence to do it, and now that I know I have my following and I have my comedy family and they're going to come see me in the theaters no matter what, I knew it was the perfect time to go for this venue because this is not a one-off. I plan on doing this the rest of my life. We're already writing the next album. This is the most fun and the hardest work I've ever done, but the vision I've had for this has been since I was 18. So finding Rob Caggiano from Volbeat and Anthrax to produce it was the key.
How did that come about?
Honestly, I swear, from a photo. Literally, I was going through, I'm looking at all these different companies that have producers, and I saw a picture of him, and I saw that he was from the Bronx. And I'm looking at this guy with his knit hat, his goatee, and I went, this banana's going to get me. This guy is going to get exactly what I'm trying to put out there. And I invited him to a show, he loved it, and he was in. And that's how the whole thing started. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't be on the show that we're going to be doing together. The album wouldn't have happened. It would have came out really goofy and dumb. But he brought light to it. He found the real side. He found exactly what I was trying to do with the music. And he nailed it. He absolutely nailed it.
Oh, well, we're thankful that you guys hooked up because the album Songs from the Garage is absolutely awesome. I mean, I got to be honest, when I first, got a hold of it, I wasn't sure what to expect, if it was going to be more of a comedy thing or more of a music thing. And it is both in the most perfect form it could come in.
Well, thank you. And that's what I know most people are like yourself. I know I still have to get the awareness out there. People don't know what it is. And that's why I like doing these live shows. They come, they get their arms folded when I come out. What is he doing? We kill it. And then they go, I get it. This is great. I want to see him again. I'm buying the album. That was awesome.
So when you do the show live, do you mix a little bit of like storytelling in between?
Yes. I'm not sure how long our set is that night. It all depends how long the set is, and I also size up what's going on in the crowd beforehand.
Right.
If they're a hard rockin', we don't want to hear you talking crowd, well, then I take the hardest songs on my album and we come out and we smash it. If I feel they're very comfortable with me on the journey I'm going to bring them, then I add some storytelling in between a song or two, and even some stand-up where I can get them to a laughing point and then kick it in with a certain song.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. I hope you get a decent amount of time. I know I was listening to the album while I was doing, like domestic things around the house. And a couple of times I got caught off guard and I was like, wait, what is he talking about right now? And then I was laughing out loud to myself.
That's awesome. That's exactly what I want. I think as time gets out there and people like yourself discover it and you like it and you pass it along, I think, I knew this was a 2-year plan when it came out. This was not going to explode right away.
Right.
I think this time next year I'm going to be in really great shape with this whole thing.
Oh, I think you are definitely kicking off. I'm excited to hear that there's a new album in the works already because this one was just so much fun to listen to. Aside from Rob Caggiano, you work with Bryan Johnson from AC/DC on this one too. So you've been a fan of the genre for, a lifetime, right?
God, yeah.
How do you end up making friends? You're like all chummy with everybody. Is it just from your comedy career or is this something that kind of happened organically?
It all came from the comedy. They all found me. Metallica, that all came about, and now my kids and James' kids they're like cousins. It's we all gelled on a family side and get the normal life. And with Bryan, he came to see me. He saw me do an impersonation of him years ago when I did the Hokey Pokey with my band.
Right.
And he hunted me down and he asked me to do a fundraiser for his wife's theater. And I flew down to Florida where he lives, and that was it. That was every year after that I would see him. And I have to say, Bryan Johnson was one of the biggest contributors to me making an album, because every year he would go, Jim, my son, you got great lungs. I don't know why you just don't do a real song. I said, Bryan, and trust me, my son, they'll accept you. They'll accept you. You should really make an album. And when I started making it, he approached me and he said, Jim, my son, I want to be on the record. I said, listen, you've had a couple cocktails. I just did a show. You're about to do a tour with AC/DC. Relax. He said, no, I'm dead serious, my son. I'm dead serious. And he was. He was aggressive, and he recorded a song with me. And originally, it was supposed to be funny. If you listen to the lyrics of that song, they're really kind of funny.
Right, yeah.
But it sounds like an AC/DC song. It sounds like a real song. I mean, once they're kinging him out, he's come down, he's going to blow the kid's tuition, he's going to show you how his thing still works. But when you listen to it, you're like, dang, this is a fierce AC/DC song. It came out rocking. For sure.
So, you do a lot of the impressions of a lot of the metal gods that are in the metal community. Have you ever had somebody not be receptive to those impersonations?
I have not, but I had the biggest scare of my life.
Really?
I did, when AC/DC said they were replacing Bryan, I went on my podcast and I made a Facebook video of all the different, Vince Neil and James Hetfield and Klaus May of the Scorpions and all these different guys auditioning for AC/DC. And it was funny. And one guy in the background said, you do Danzig.
Oh, I saw this video.
Yes. So I did the Danzig. And I started thinking, I met Danzig. He scares me a little bit.
Right, yeah, I could totally see how that could be a thing.
He worries me. And then, I remember the last conversation I had with him, he was talking about getting in a fight. I'm like, when you're 50 and you're fighting, there's something, you scare me. And I went, oh, God, I hope he's not offended by this. Well, sure enough, about 3 weeks later, Brian Slagle from Metal Blade Records calls me and goes, listen, he's coming into my office today. He's pissed.
Oh, no.
He wants to kill you. And I went, come on, man. Does he not know it was a goof? He goes, once he's got his mindset, forget it. Oh, can you give me his phone number and I'll explain to him? I went, come on. I did James Hetfield. I think he doesn't want to hear it. He's coming in here and he is furious. And then about 5 minutes later, I started calling my friends that were UFC fighters to train me. I'm not even kidding you. Because the last thing I wanted was showing up at a show and Danzig shows up and he's just out to fight me at a gig.
Oh, no.
And Rob Caggiano FaceTimes me and I went, oh, why is he calling? He picks up the phone. He's with Slagle. He's like, Breuer, we just punked you, Breuer.
Oh.
What do you mean? He said, nah, we're kidding. I went, oh, my God. I'm on a line with UFC fighters trying to train you. Oh, they got me good.
Oh, that is hilarious.
It didn't really, almost all in my head, but otherwise it's been positive experiences.
Oh, good. I'm glad because they're absolutely hilarious, and I'd hate to not have the opportunity to experience those again in the future. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So speaking of your podcast, I was listening the other day, and I heard you got yourself an interview that you kind of had to scratch out because an announcement hadn't been made.
Oh, yes. Well, now it's made.
Right, yeah. So am I guessing right? It was the Metallica interview?
Yes. It was with James. So me and James were talking, and I love talking to James because I know so much more about him than probably anyone else. People don't know he's getting a text before he goes up on stage from his wife saying, hey, I need someone for soccer practice and pick up so-and-so. When are you going to be home tomorrow? But yes, I'm pretty psyched. And not only is James and the Metallica crew playing Rock and Range, but I'm doing the comedy tent the exact day that they're doing their show. So I'm pretty hopped up. We'll get to hang out. So
are you going to try to do a sneak Jim Breuer and the Lowd and Rowdy performance, like rush the stage or a parking lot performance of some sort?
I'm working on it as we speak. I was a little mad we got snubbed. I'm not going to lie to you.
You've played before, though, right?
Yes, and we crushed it.
Dang.
So I was a little mad we got snubbed, but they got me in the comedy tent. That's fine. But yeah, now I'm working on some kind of surprise show somewhere where people could come watch us.
All right, we like surprise shows, but more importantly, we like shows that we know about, much like Christmas Chaos, which is coming up here in just a couple of weeks. Jim Breuer and the Lowd and Rowdy will be performing alongside Sick Puppies, Trapped, and Citizen Zero, December 14th at the Upstate Concert Hall. The debut album from Jim Breuer and the Lowd and Rowdy is out and available right now. It's called Songs from the Garage. Go and pick it up. It's hilarious and amazing all at the same time. And then come out to the show and see it live. Jim, thank you so much for taking a few minutes today to sit and chat with us. Is there anything you would like to add to the masses before I let you go?
The only thing I'd like to add is thank you so much. I'm under the weather. You killed it harder than I did, and I honestly can't wait to crush it for your listeners. And we are gonna crush it for your listeners. I promise you that. See you soon, and thank you.